Alright folks, it's Matthew. We have returned. Merry Christmas everybody. We're going to do another case in Elite Mode. Going to do Oh Deadly Night. This is the same case that was released around this time last year. Merry Christmas, Matthew. I'm so excited the holiday season is finally here. I love the holidays too, but Matthew's right. We still have one small thing we need to take care of before we can get festive. Sombra. With Natasha's help, we learned that someone in Cosmorus has supplied launch codes to Sombra. The question is, what do they intend to launch? We also learned that Cosmorus has an outpost here in Siberia, and Sombra must be heading for it. Something suspicious must be going on for Cosmorus to bury themselves in the snow all the way out here. Bro, you and Matthew should check out the northern lights at Lake Baikal while you're here. You can't be all the way up here and not see the lights. Matthew, be sure to dress warm. This can be a hostile environment with temperatures sinking below -13 Fahrenheit. Alright, Matthew, we got to see what Sombra wants with these launch codes. Let's start our search at Lake Baikal. Last time I attacked this with the Dalmatian. This time I am going with the cat. Uh-oh. Ripped card. Victim's body. Bloody beard. Boat and baby seal. Matthew, is there someone frozen in that block of ice in the middle of the lake? There is. And you're right. The person frozen in that block of ice looks like Santa Claus. Matthew, is that blood on his coat? Ho ho. Oh no. This wasn't an accident. Someone killed Santa Claus. Matthew, we've got to save Christmas. I see you found some clues. This fake white beard must belong to our slain Santa, and it's soaked in blood. We better get a sample of that ASAP, Matthew. What about this torn card you found? It does look Christmassy. Alright, Matthew, let's get our frozen Father Christmas into autopsy before he melts like a snowman on the Riviera. "36 hours, there's Angela. Which we'll find out is a Sombra agent. I'm going to get stars, so sit tight. Okay, I've examined. Okay, I've got myself 8 stars. See if we can get some blood off that beard. $16 energy. Cool. Now that you've taken the sample of blood from the Santa beard, let's send it over to Lars. "6 hours. Ripped card now. $17 energy. Cool. It's a Christmas card. An invite. Matthew, the card you taped up is one of those pop-up ones. There's a Santa and an elf on it with a message that reads, "Santa Claus and Forest Sugar Crystal invite you to the annual Christmas party at the Snowed Inn." The Santa on this card must be our victim. And you're right, Matthew. Forrest Sugar Crystal must be the elf. Nick! Yo, Nick, you out here? Whoa, who are you? Wait, you look familiar. Are you Forrest Sugar Crystal? Who's asking? Marshall Matthew is asking. Just our luck, because we've got some questions for you, Mr. Sugar Crystal. Say what? You found that fool frozen stiff in the middle of the lake? How am I going to tell the kids that Santa's dead? I'm assuming Santa Claus wasn't his real name? You ain't going to believe it, but Santa's real name is Nick Kringle. His parents must have hated him. Right, so this Nick Kringle, who was he and why were you out here looking for him? Nick and I did maintenance work at Cosmorus, but we also play Santa and Elf for the town every Christmas. He seems like an unlikely choice for that role. Well, the town loved him, so when he didn't show up at the Snowed Inn for the party, they got worried. I came out here looking for him. Unfortunately, Santa won't be coming to town anymore, but you're still here, so stick around for further questioning. Matthew, do we just talk to a large man-elf about Santa's death in the middle of nowhere? Anyway, now that we know that our victim was actually playing Santa for the locals, we've got to go where the party is, the Snowed Inn. Aha, Santa's sack. Picture with Santa. Snowman. Ah. Don't think I've lost much, though. Matthew, this bar has the holiday spirit. We could have our Bureau Christmas party here. Ooh, Santa's bag. That must have been our victims. Let's dig inside and check out the gifts. A Santa photo with some guy sitting on our victim's lap? Whoever he is, he doesn't look too sober. Matthew, since we can't make out who he is, maybe you could run his face through the database for a match. Hopefully I have enough. A spanking paddle? What's that you found in Santa's bag, Matthew? It looks like a paddle. It's a what? A spanking paddle? You mean like in a sexy way? What kind of kid asked for that for Christmas? Oh, there's a tag on it. A good dusting will let us know who this joyful gift was for. To Dominica. Spank me, I've been naughty. The message on the tag of the spanking paddle says, "Spank me, I've been naughty." That's definitely not for a kid. It's actually made out to someone called Dominica. I'm starting to get the impression that our good Saint Nick wasn't so good or saintly. Regardless, let's look around the bar for this Dominica. Dominica Snegorochka. About the spanking paddle for the Santa? Excuse me, ma'am, are you Dominica? Yes, you want something from Dominica? A candy cane cocktail, or perhaps something off menu? What? No. We're investigating the murder of Nick Kringle. We found the Christmas present he bought you. Nick is dead? Who will play the Santa Claus now? For years before Nick, we had no real Santa around here. It's too westernized, they say. What's wrong with the little holiday cheer? So Nick moved to town and took up residency as the local Santa? Did he do anything else besides that? I don't know and don't care. He was American. Perfect fit for Santa. But don't think it was his Christmas spirit that inspired his charity. Dominica repaid the favor to Nick the only way Dominica knows how. Okay. I think we have all the info we need for now. Nikolai Sharapov. The drunk guy sitting on Santa's lap in the photo has been identified as one Nikolai Sharapov. Matthew, why does that name sound familiar? That's right, we met him in Moscow. He was a suspect in Daria Chernova's murder. He's that Cosmos scientist. What's he doing here in Siberia? Better yet, what's he doing getting drunk with our victim? Looks like there's more to this stuffy scientist than meets the eye. Matthew, we need to have a chat with Nikolai, and seeing the state of his drunkenness in the photo, he's probably passed out somewhere in this bar. And ask about his photo with the victim. Is anyone here Nikolai Sharapov? Shh, stop yelling. My head is ringing. I feel like death. Funny you should say that. We're investigating the murder of Nick Kringle, or Santa Claus as you might know him. Santa's dead, but we were partying together. He kept buying me shots. I didn't peg you as the kind who spends the night drinking and taking selfies with Santa. I'm not, but I met Nick at work and we hit it off. Normally I'm just a boring scientist. Boring as you may be, we might need to ask you some more questions, so you should take it easy on the booze. Don't say the word booze. Ugh. I'll let these two run the courses. I'll have all the stars collected by then. For now, this is Matthew. See you then. Alright folks, you've returned. I'm gonna get the results of the autopsy. Matthew, isn't it just frightful someone would kill Santa Claus? Fun fact. In order for Santa to deliver presents to every child on the planet, he needs to be traveling at the speed of 650 miles per second with the aid of 214,200 reindeer.
He was still a missing person.
Unfortunately, the combination of mass and speed would fry the reindeer in the same fashion as a spacecraft re-entering Earth's atmosphere. Talk about a reindeer barbecue. Anyway, that's not what killed your Santa. Your victim appears to have been shot. The only thing is, I can't find any trace of a bullet. I also found cut marks on his fingertips and noticed the back of his Santa coat was shredded consistent with the dimension of an average ice skate blade.
What does it do?
My guess is your killer wore ice skates to drag the victim to that hole in the ice, which means your killer ice skates. Matthew, 'twas the night before Christmas and our Santa is dead. We need to find who killed him and fled.
Designed to replicate those fancy massage tables at professional spas, Aerospa keeps your neck aligned so you can enjoy a relaxing back rub without straining your neck. And best of all, Aerospa is a powerful aromatherapy pillow. So here's how it works. Just put one
Jingle bells, jingle bells. Oh, hey Matthew, I didn't see you there. I was just getting into my Christmas spirit. Not to be a Grinch, bro, but Santa's dead and we kind of need to figure out who did it. I'll start by telling you the blood you collected on the fake beard is definitely your victim's. But the sample wasn't just blood. In fact, the sample was contaminated by another red liquid, one that has spices and citrus in it. A spicy Bloody Mary? Actually, it's mulled wine, originating in the 2nd century Rome. It's become a contemporary holiday staple primarily in European countries. I checked in with the wifey. She said there were no traces of mulled wine in the victim's system, which means the wine was left on the beard by the killer. So our killer drinks mulled wine. That'll be the last cup of piping hot freedom they'll drink before Matthew gets their hands on them.
Aerospa pillow, fan diffuser system, 6 essential oils and free shipping.
To order, go to aerospapillow.com or call 1-800-303-0816.
Matthew, have you discovered any information regarding those Cosmos launch codes? In case you haven't heard, Santa's dead, so our hands are full right now. Unless you want the Bureau to be known as the people who let Christmas die. Archer, stop being so dramatic and tell me what you and Matthew know about Cosmos in Siberia.
I can't rest until...
Interestingly, our victim worked as a maintenance man at Cosmos, which is where he met Nikolai, Cosmos' scientist from Moscow. They were seen partying together the night before our victim died. We also met a grumpy man-elf and a dominatrix bartender, who both paint quite the colorful picture of our victim as a cheerful yet kinky Claus. Besides that, we still don't know much about our slain Santa. Matthew, we have an emergency. Your victim's reindeer have escaped. Why do we care if they've escaped? They belong outdoors anyway. Because they're eating up all your evidence. Oh no.
Have your fingerprints on the safe. A photo of you opening the safe. A post.
See you guys for chapter 2.
Just